Hello everyone, I'm Jeff Stanley with Standley Handcrafted, and with Halloween coming up, I thought I'd throw together a quick little kind of fun project that you can do with just some basic items from the Halloween Superstore. You can get the stuff at Amazon, the boxes you can get at Michael's, but what we're going to be doing is a Ouija board box with planchette wax melts inside of it. And we're going to jump right into this. Okay, the wax we're going to use for this one is the IGI 4630. It's a harder wax. The reason you want to use a harder wax on this one is when you pour the wax into the planchettes, these sides can get really thin right here. So you want a really hard wax that can get inside those, and when you pop it out, it's not going to snap and break on those. With the softer waxes, they can really crack through there. And even with this one, so you want to get when you dry these, you want to let them cool and maybe even wait a day before you pop these out so that you don't crack the sides. So we've got this one already set up. I've got just a little over 16 ounces. And then for this one, we're going to be doing pumpkin caramel crunch. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and set these to the side. What we're going to do on this one is, this is going to be the finished product right here. I've got a couple sheets right here that we printed out. I've already got some that I printed out and cut, and then we're going to cut this one out and make a couple of these. I just went on the internet and found just a simple picture that looked really cool. Stretched it out inside of a, basically I just did this one in Word actually and stretched it out so that it fit the dimensions of the box just a little bit. And then we're going to use just basic Mod Podge glue to put this down. And then over the top of it, I've actually got a glow-in-the-dark Mod Podge glue. So for this wax, we want the planchettes to be kind of a red color, so I've got a magenta color block. And I'm going to make these pretty red, so I'm putting quite a bit in there. We're going to try to make these dark, almost like a blood red. So this is the box that we're going to start with right here. This is just a very basic, you can get these at Michael's, you can get them on Amazon, you can order directly from the Art Minds website. It's just a simple, I'm not sure what the dimensions are, I think 8 by 8 by 2. It runs about $3 or $4, and if you go to Michael's, you can usually get like a 40 or 50% off coupon. So you can get this box for roughly $2. Okay. Alright, that's good. Cut one of these out. Okay, so for the top of this one, we're going to go ahead and grab one of our boxes, and we're just going to cover the top of this box with Mod Podge. Get a thin coat so that we can put this Ouija board over the top of it. You want to get a decent coating on this, and the Mod Podge will start to dry a little bit and it'll get really sticky. And that's what we're looking for when we set this down. And it doesn't have to be a ton, because we're going to go over the top of it with another coat of glue just to give it kind of a clear coat over the top of it. Okay, so once you've got that done, we're just going to take our board, center it, and it doesn't matter if you get glue on the top of this, because like I said, we're going to take the Mod Podge and we're going to go over the top of this once it dries anyways. So if you touch the top of it with glue on your fingers, it's not going to hurt anything. Just make sure that you get some of the bubbles out, and then we'll go ahead and set that one aside. I'm going to grab another one of these. Alright, so we pulled this wax off of the stove. Got a nice deep red in there. When it actually cools, it's going to get a little bit, like the white from the wax will come out just a little bit, so it's not going to be that deep red when it eventually cools. We're going to go ahead and add the pumpkin caramel crunch. Okay, so this is dried a little bit, and while the planchette's cool, I'm going to go ahead and just run just a quick layer over the top of this just to give it a clear coat. And this will dry completely clear. And you don't want to go too thick on the top of this because it will make the paper bubble a little bit, but it will go back out. So you can see it bubbling on the side right there. So if you do get any bubbles, just really try to thin it out. And then if something comes back, you can always run some glue over the top of it and they'll eventually go right out. Once it dries a little bit, those bubbles will go down. And I usually like to run probably at least 2, if not 3 coats over the whole thing just to give it a real nice clear coat. So we'll let that harden up and then we'll do another coat. Okay, so for this one, now that we've got the clear coat on the top of this, we're going to go ahead and paint the sides of it, give it kind of a distressed look. So we're just going to grab, I'm just using acrylic paint. And take that off a little bit, and you don't have to be too precise with this one. We're just going for kind of an overall distressed look. So anything you do on this is going to be fine. So I just kind of go all over the place and give it kind of a real unfinished look. You can definitely paint the entire thing. I've seen them all black and they look really nice also. Obviously any color you want to do. We're trying to match the top of this one so it's a little dirty, a little distressed. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this one. I just went over it real quick. If you see some light spots, just go ahead and fill it in kind of how you see fit. And then we're going to go ahead and let this one dry for a little bit. So that's just a real quick and easy distressed look. And we're going to go ahead and let this dry just for a couple minutes because this stuff goes real quick. And then we're going to go ahead and put the glow-in-the-dark top coat over that. Alright, so these have hardened for about 2 days now. And then we're going to go ahead and pull these out. With these silicone molds, I like to go ahead and stretch them a little bit. Try to loosen them up as much as possible. The part you want to be careful with if you're using these is this middle part, because that one likes to stick also. So I'm going to go ahead and see if we can pop these out without breaking the sides. Now I grab the other side over here and pinch it a little bit on the inside. And you don't want to twist it too much because these things will snap on you. Just got to loosen a side or two and then they'll start to, there we go. And then we'll go ahead and pop those in here. And I might paint one of the insides of these. So next we're going to go ahead and put the glow-in-the-dark Mod Podge on here. And I've already got a coat on this one. And then with this stuff, I'm just going to go ahead and apply it somewhat thick because you want the glow-in-the-dark to really stand out. And then I'll probably do 3 or 4 coats on this just to make sure that the glow-in-the-dark really works well. Alright, so that's pretty much it. A very quick and easy project you can do, especially with Halloween coming up. This is a really good one. It doesn't take many supplies to get this thing. You can get a lot of it at Michael's. It's the Art Minds box, which you can get from their website. You can also get it at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and then everything else. You can order the silicone molds for the planchettes off of Amazon or the Halloween Superstores, which are just now starting to pop up. that's pretty much it. If I missed anything or kind of glossed over anything, I think I covered everything, but if I didn't, please send me a message. Go ahead and comment in the video description down below or the comment section down below. I answer every single one of them. You can also get in touch with me through the website, standleyhandcrafted.com, Facebook, Instagram, and then if you haven't, please join the new Facebook DIY candle making group that we started. It just went over 300 members, so we're trying to get a lot of people in there. Very active group, so anything that you've got that doesn't get answered, or if you want more detail, the group is a very good place to go to. There's a lot of candle makers in there, beginner and advanced, and everybody's in there trying to help everyone with the candle making process. So please jump over. The link for that is in the video description down below. If you liked the video, please subscribe for more.